Good evening, everybody. Here we are, another Thursday night of the grind. It is the second to last show of the year. Yes, I said second because I'm not sure if I'm going live next week or if I'm going to go live the week after. So we only got one more show to complete out the year after tonight. But we have a very special guest on the night. It's kind of hard for me to believe I've never actually interviewed this guy, but it's going to be a great show. We're going to have a lot of fun. And anyway, let me get on with my getting on to my sponsors. And first up tonight is our good friends over at Urban Rides Magazine. They just posted today that they will be doing a best of, and you need to go to urbanridesmagazine.com and get you a subscription, whether it's digital or it's print. You got to get over there and get you a subscription. Next up is our good friends over at North DFW Trailers, Rentals and Sales, and they do repairs and they customize and they do just damn near everything you want to trailers, from buying them, renting them, repairing them, customizing them, whatever. But you got to go check them out. You can call them at 214-205-6787, or you can get them on Facebook at North DFW Trailers on Facebook. If you do business with those people, you please tell them Kevin with the grind sent you. Next up is my good buddy Earl Hopkins at Hopkins Design, the guy that builds kick-ass websites. Been doing mine for at least 15 years now, probably longer. He does web, print, branding, videos, hosting. He does documentaries now. I mean, the dude's just amazing. Plus, like I've told you guys before, he's a hell of an artist, man. Get him to draw you a picture with a pencil. You will be flat ass amazed. But anyway, reach out to Earl Hopkins at Hopkins Design and let him know Kevin with the grind sent you. Next up is our good friends over at J&D Custom Polishing and Plating. Mr. Gary Dubois, for those that do not know. All kinds of badass chrome plating, polishing. They do all of it. So get over to them at J&D Custom Polishing and Plating on Facebook, or you can dial the number. Next up is our good friends at Print Signs and Designs, Mr. Aaron Crispin. Uh, Printing, apparel, signs, promotional items, vehicle graphics, anything you could possibly want, they do. They did the posters for us. They've done the all the grind t-shirts. They do everything. Reach out to them and let them know Kevin with the grind sent you. Next up is our good friends over at Indiana and Northern Illinois, Thunder Roads Magazine, another kick-ass publication. You got to get up with Marsha or Selena and get you a subscription to this stuff. The magazine's amazing, high quality, badass, all the way around. And when you do contact them, let them know Kevin with the grind sent you. Next up is our good friends over at hellsspeedshop.com. Hell Speed Shop has some of the highest quality, most unique, badass button-up flannel shirts I've ever seen. And I do wear quite a few of them, but right now, all I'm wearing is the Hells. And because it's getting cold down in Texas, I'm wearing them on a regular basis now. You'll be hard-pressed to catch me in anything else. But anyway, go check out hellspeedshop.com. Check them out. Look through their stores. They got a lot of other stuff besides just the flannels. Get on there, get with them, and let them know Kevin with the grind sent you. Next up is our good friends over at Stellar Customs. You guys know him, Mr. Rich Cozy, the guy that makes the all carbon fiber windshields. He makes more stuff than that, but this stuff right here, man, is just badass. He's got so many different styles and colors and everything going on. You got to check him out at Stellar Customs right here on Facebook, man. Or you can go to stellarcustoms.com, or you can call him. However you want to do it, you can email him also. Get with him, and when you do, let him know Kevin with the grind sent you. Next up is me, American Drag Seats, AmericanDragSeats.com. High-end custom motorcycle seats, upholstery, wallets, belts. As y'all can see, I just did a belt for my son. I can do pretty much all of it. Whatever you may need, just reach out to me at AmericanDragSeats.com. We also do custom plasma cutting now. Here's just a little sample of one we made. Made that for my son. Made a little bit bigger one. Also, just custom plasma cutting services. We do it. Anyway, reach out to us at AmericanDragSeats.com, American Drag Seats /Attitude Inc. on Facebook, or just get a hold of me here. It's all the same. Next up is Legacy Bike Works right here in Manville, Texas. Custom bike builds, no matter if it's bobbers, it's choppers, baggers, stereo systems. There doesn't matter. We custom build bikes all the way around. We do the stereo systems, custom fabrication. The only thing we don't do is paint, but we know so many painters, we're going to get it handled for you. Anyway, reach out to us at Legacy Bike Works right here on Facebook. And you guys know I have to advertise it because it's a real thing. K-Lube's up in the house. Just, if you know, you know. If you don't, you'll find out. Anyway, guys, let me give my shout outs to my people watching. Let's go check this out. What's up, Miss Marsha Fitzpatrick, Mr. RRKC Knives, Mrs. Janice Juban's in the house, Rocky Siemens in the house, Mr. Peter Orlando is in the house, Uncle Bruno, Mr. Brad Murray. Look at there, Mr. Jeremy Goheen. I need to talk to you, brother. Mr. Jason Geeter or Jason Jeter, however you want to say it. I don't know how to say it. Pat Price is in the house. Mr. William Cole, what's up, buddy? Rush Bikes is in the house. Rush Bikes supposed to be sending me some gas tanks, but I ain't received them yet. Good to see you guys watching, man. What's up, Buck Tackett? Mr. Tim Nagy's in the house. Yo, yo, yo. Who else we got in here? Mr. Jeremy Wade's in the house. What's up, Mr. Jeremy Wade? Mr. James Lynch, Mr. Ricky Brewer, Jeter. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that. Mr. Oscar Ruiz, we appreciate you watching. Anyway, guys, we have a really kick-ass guest tonight. I told you guys I wanted to get back into doing more interviews and things of that nature. It is almost embarrassing that I've never actually had this guy on for an actual interview. Had him on a couple of times just shooting the breeze and discussing shit. But tonight we're actually going to go in deep and find out all about Shy South. Won't you guys welcome Mr. Dan Smooth Juban?
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's up, buddy boy?
You are.
It's good to have you on here. Look, Mike's watching.
Mike.
Juban.
Oh, my brother. What's up, Michael?
Kenny Odom's watching. Adrian Dre. Meadows else.
Dre, disturbing the peace.
So
tell him, Kevin. Kevin, tell him, disturbing the peace.
Disturbing the peace.
That's right.
The peace. Now, hold on a second. Are you ready to put your protective eyewear on?
I got mine, man. My Waldo glasses.
So here's how we're doing. Now I can read the comments. What's up,
Hell yeah.
Davis? So anyway, I'm gonna take the glasses off because mine make too much of a glare. But anyway, so what I want to know, which a lot of people want to know, is where did you start in this motorcycle industry? How did you actually get started in this stuff?
I don't know. I've pretty much been around it my whole life. The start of our shop was Squatch. That's my son, Brett. He was working. He worked at a couple different motorcycle shops, a couple manufacturer places. And my business partner, Blue, that's Matt Sidori. All three of us were in a motorcycle club, and we all had the same interest in wrenching on bikes and working on bikes. I've worked in the automotive field for, 30 plus years, and always worked on bikes, always had fun with them, doing stuff. And we just kind of turned all of our love affair basically with working on these cool old choppers and building stuff. We just turned it into a business. So that's pretty much how it all started, man. It was just three like-minded individuals. We were all in a club. We were all in an MC, and the shop got more popular than our club did at the time. So we kind of took a leave from the club and just kept pushing forward with the shop.
Right on. So let me be clear. So the actual owners of the shop are you and Blue, right?
Yeah, Matt, myself, and Janice, and Matt's wife Jenny. We're all co-owners of the shop, but Matt and I are there all the time.
Right on. So, what year did you guys start? Was it
Uh,
actually official?
Legally 2016.
Right.
2016 is when we went legit with everything.
But you guys had been building stuff out of your garages, right?
Yeah,
Together.
we were working on stuff and helping people out and doing that. And the whole concept of this thing was, you'd go over to the dealer and you'd hear the prices. You're like, man, this is ridiculous. It can't cost this much. So you learn real quick how to work on your own stuff when you have no money.
Yeah.
You learn real quick how to work on your own stuff, fix your own stuff. And we were all in the same boat. So that's what we were doing. And it just the two of us took off with starting the shop. And then Brett came aboard. Like when COVID hit, Brett and I lost our full-time jobs is what happened. So when that whole everybody getting the fucking sniffles and wearing a mask, um, we had no choice. We had the shop. We were doing it part-time and we had to go there full-time. And it was kind of a sink or swim situation for us. So we've been kicking ass and taking names ever since. But like legally showing bikes or being a legit shop, 2016 is when we started. So that's where it's at, man.
So now I'm gonna back up some.
Yeah.
You actually are a professional painter, like not just like I paint cars for a living. You had more to do with the paint industry, right?
I had yeah, I painted cars, but I'm heavily involved in any tool they would offer. Like if they would offer you a chance to go to a school to learn about new material, I would take the time off my day job to go learn about the upcoming stuff, and really got heavily involved in the manufacturing end of it. And then I ended up working for a um, a company called Spinisi. I actually worked for them for a year, and I was traveling, working with guys, teaching them how to use equipment, and actually teaching guys how to make money. When you're out in the field working in body shops and stuff like that, everybody wants an hour or a half hour. Well, if you're greedy, that's what you're going to do, and you're going to get shut down every time. If you can justify it, and it's only going to take you um, a couple minutes to do, ask for point 0.2 to point 0.4. Insurance companies don't look at that. So the guys in the field out there, if you don't get greedy and ask for a half hour to an hour, if you ask for the point 0.2s, point 0.3s, they don't even look at that shit and they pay it right off the bat. If you can gain, I forget what it was. It was like if you can get like 20, 25 extra hours a week out of getting point 0.2 to point 0.4 extra per job, you'll have a week's paid vacation at the end of the year. So I was actually teaching guys how to use equipment efficiently and how to look and find these little uh, openings that they could take advantage of that I know people don't look at.
So, along with Shy South, building the bikes, servicing the bikes, doing the stereo systems, which y'all are up and coming with stereo systems. And that's the whole thing. Everybody I talk to says you never know stereo systems 100%. You're continually learning and continually building. But on top of that, you guys also have a separate shop that's connected, but it is a full paint shop. That's where y'all do all of the paint work, right?
Yes, I have a spray booth in there. I have enough room to paint everything in there. I can get cars in there, trucks, semis. You guys have seen RVs in there, boats. I just got done with that 1948 Chris Craft. Um, we're not the shop that's going to say, no, we don't paint cars. No, we're not going to do bikes, boats, whatever, or we strictly do bikes. We do whatever we think is cool. And yes, we want our name on it because it's cool, and something old like that, that's just badass.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, see, and that's the thing, and you've been watching long enough, but we're going to get to that in a second. That's one thing you've heard me say is, man, you cannot box yourself into a fucking corner. You got to be willing to branch out. You can't just live on baggers because baggers are going to fade. You can't live on just bobbers. Bobbers are going to fade. You got to kind of do all the bikes. Well, you've taken it a step further and you do all of the paint. So boats, cars, trucks, motorcycles, you do all of it.
Yeah, after doing it for so many years, it's hard to say no. If you think you can help somebody, help them. That's kind of what we do. A lot of us, I don't know, even me included, we come out with that hard ass attitude and this, that, and the other. We're all soft at heart, man. We just want to help people out and make something look really cool. I painted a tricycle for a 3-year-old because it was pink and purple, and it's a boy riding it, and it had little tassels coming off of the handlebars. We're like, dude, come here.
Yeah.
Well, and I painted that thing. I made an in-house candy for it and painted it candy red like a sucker. And Matt sits down and plays around with pinstriping, I say play around, but he does a really good job with it. And then Famous Dave will come over and critique the shit out of his work, which is great. I love watching those two go back and forth. But Matt did hand pinstripe that whole tricycle. Painted white walls on the tires. We polished any chrome we could find for that bike, and our guy Roadkill recovered the seat for it. We made new grips for it and all that good stuff. That kid was happier than shit.
Oh, I bet. I bet it was a cool project to work on.
Yeah, his parents and grandparents came over and tried to give us a boatload of money, and we just couldn't take it, man. Just seeing that kid's face light up. I did it for a box of animal crackers. No bullshit.
Oh, yes.
No bullshit.
Hell yeah.
So I'm an addict. I can't help it.
So here's a cool unknown fact about their shop. I actually got the pleasure of going there back in, what was it, June? I went there.
Yeah.
But for people that don't know, Dan is a hell of a painter, and I'm sure you guys have seen his paint jobs. He posts them up. But the funny thing about Dan being a painter is he's fucking colorblind. And he has a method, even though he's colorblind, to be able to see and take care of his paint jobs. Explain that, because that's still, I can't wrap my head around it. But
and I really have trouble explaining it because I don't see, like you guys all see. I don't see it. So for me, it's color to me is depth. Extra metallic, extra pearls, extra metal flakes, and all that stuff. I see all that stuff in panels, so I can see when somebody tries to panel paint something. I can see exactly that it doesn't match because those metallics aren't laying the same. The pearls are standing up taller or higher. The metallics are standing on edge. Metal flake, all that stuff. I can see depth. Color is, I can see green. So it's actually pretty cool. But red, anything red, orange, that all leans toward the pink side for me. So I can't really tell. Yellow is white. So yellow and orange are the hardest colors for me to paint. And I have had a run of fucking orange. And man, I get beat up. I'm constantly asking Brett, our guy Kyle. I constantly have those guys come over so they can look at it and kind of give me direction on what they see. All they have to do is just say it's light or dark. That's all I need to hear, and I can make it work from there. But as far as explaining it, I don't know. I don't really see colors like you guys do.
But you have a light, and y'all go into the paint booth, and y'all turn the lights off in the paint booth, and you have a handheld light that you hold, and you go over the paint job and you look at it. What is that about?
I'm watching the way the I watch the way the metallics are going. So I'm trying to make sure the metallics are laying flat is what I'm doing. The most part about turning out that light, and I did post a video on that a while back. I saw a couple of shops. God, I want to say one of them was Lucky 7. One of them might have been Curly. There was a couple other guys out there. They were posting shops. They were having problems with painters not covering the edges. They're getting the color on the panel, but when it goes around a bender, it gets on an edge. It was lighter, or it was completely transparent. You could see primer. One of the reasons most guys will turn the lights out and go in with the light, because you want to go in and shine that. You're checking your metallics and your pearls for one. The other side, you're shining that light so you can see you got complete coverage on the whole panel. You don't want any transparent spots on the edges. Yeah, that'll flat out ruin a paint job.
Now, I've seen some guys, a lot of people post videos of them painting parts. I've seen guys actually do the corners and the edges first. Like they'll hit those first, and then they'll go back and sweep the bodies.
They will. That'll make it too dark. That's just my opinion. If you're hitting the edges first, you're going to make it way too dark. If you're just doing it just around the edges, then you're going back to sweep the center. You want to give everything even. You want to keep it even all the way across. And the only reason I say it's dark is because of the way I see color.
Yeah.
It's everybody else, I'm sure it's probably fine, but guys like me, and Matt's colorblind too. So
Blind leading the blind.
yeah, no doubt. But
Kidding.
and so he was painting at a shop, and he would call me, and he would actually video call me so I could see what the hell he was doing, and I would tune him in over the phone, and then we started working together more at our shop, teaching him, trying to teach him how to see color and all that stuff. And I have that camera. You saw that.
Mm-hmm.
That's made by Axel Nobel. Best camera on the market. You just buff the top of the panel, polish it, wipe it all clean, and then you put this camera on it, hit a button. It'll tell you when it's good, that it made a reading. Then you turn it 180 degrees, hit the button again. It'll take a second reading. You plug it in, and it spits out the number one color that it matches up to, or it'll spit out 20 more that it's close to. Yeah. So you've got tinting references to go off of in there.
Right on. So painting's not easy. It's not for everybody.
Oh, it's definitely not rattle can.
But no, that's me. I'm the rattle can king. I'm the rattle can mafia president.
Rattle can mafia.
So okay, so now we're gonna kind of fast forward a little bit, because I know we've discussed it, but I want other people to understand things. How did you guys initially hear about the grind, the show first? How did y'all hear about that? Or do you remember?
I think Matt and I both saw it on the same night. We were doing something, screwing around on Facebook, and I think we both saw it and texted each other right away, like, "Hey, have you seen this fucking show?" And we were going back and forth with it, and it just became something that we did. We were watching it on Thursday nights and checking it out, and it's informative. It's cool. The comments kill me. I love the comments. You got your regular crowd on here who roll through these comments, and I'm sure they're flying. But it's entertaining for sure. The live, when you're doing the interviews, I'm such a fan of every fucking builder out there. I may not necessarily like some guys, but I'm always a fan of their work. They do some cool shit, and everybody does something so cool that I want to see it. So this show has really opened my eyes up to a lot more builders, a lot more people out there. So it's really cool. I mean, at Chicagoland area, it's pretty cutthroat. I'm not sure how it is in Texas and everywhere else, but I don't know.
It can be, but here and again. So, and you've been watching the show long enough now. You know my take on all this shit.
Yeah, mine too.
One of my things that I don't understand is I don't understand why shops don't work together. That doesn't mean that they have to build together. It means that, if there's a guy that's got to build and he knows that there's a upstart shop that does quality stuff, like I'll use me as an example. I'll use Eric Contreras as the other example. Eric Contreras, everybody knows the guy's on point. He's
a badass.
He does. But he's an hour and a half north of me. So if he gets a customer that's down here by me, and that customer's like, well, dude, I just want to do a body kit, and I want to do, there's just a front wheel and a modest paint job. There's no real customization to that. So Eric, being Eric, will be like, okay, so I can do this job that's relatively easy, or I can focus on this other job that's really technical that I'm being paid to do. I'm going to go on and send that other job. I'm going to send it down to Kevin and, Devin.
Yep.
That's what I mean by working with people, because a lot of people would look at that and they would be like, but that could be a potential badass customer. Yes, it could. It could potentially be, but you don't know. Sending that work to me isn't saying that, oh, fuck, I'm going to send them guys work and I'm going to get screwed over and I'm going to lose money. No, it's just the opposite. So you sent me a bike. So if there's somebody that I know that's wanting a certain type of build that I think might be out of my ability, I'll send it up to Eric. it's working together for the main cause so that every customer gets taken care of and every shop is good to go.
Oh, hell yeah.
Some of these shops that they won't even talk to each other at bike rallies or other bike shows. It's like magnets. They avoid each other. You know,
Yeah.
and north don't match. Well, that's bullshit. That's why when we started our shop, we made very clear. We talked to everybody that we thought we would have a problem with and said, hey, look, here's the deal. You know, just laid it right out there. We're not here to badmouth you guys. We're here to open up another shop and give people on this end of town somewhere they can bring their stuff. We're never going to talk shit about you. We would actually like to sell your parts. And we've done that with everybody from coast to coast that I currently deal with. You guys, I have heard y'all don't talk shit, which I know that for a fact, but I've heard there's other shops that do like to talk smack, and I just don't get it. I just really don't.
You know, I don't know if they talk about us or not. I know there was a couple out there that did. I know there's one that did for sure, and that fuckface is out of business, and that's fuck him altogether. Fuck him. I can't stand that fucking guy. He's such a pompous fucking asshole. But dude, that's not me. I really don't talk shit about people, but that guy's a dick.
Yeah.
Just a fucking dick with ears. But no, we get along with everybody. I do send work over to my buddies over at Explosive Customs. Now they do badass hot rod cars and jacked up trucks or slam down pickup trucks. So I'll send work over to them. We work back and forth with Dre and his group, Disturbing the Peace. That guy, he's fucking amazing. His whole crew is amazing. You got a chance to meet them all, or most of them. And those guys are solid. They're some of the most solid guys you ever want to meet. I joke around and say, you know, when we bought our building, we found Dre in our dumpster. But that's just kidding. All bullshit aside, him and his crew are stupid solid. We've worked with Ozzy back and forth. We've worked with one of Holden's guys. We're friendly with Holden. We go to his show. His first show that he had, that was great, man. We went out there and had a blast for his sound show, and we just think it's cool. We're just some old school chopper guys who kind of got introduced to this whole audio game, and we started walking out and watching your show, listening to your show, diversify, conversations about business. We just don't want to be a one-trick pony, man. We want to be in the game. We don't have to be at the top. We don't have to walk around and beat our chest and say we're the best. We just kind of let our work kind of speak for itself.
Well, so, and I posted that meme earlier this week. That's like, if you have to tell somebody you're the best, are you?
Yeah. Well,
if you have to tell them that, are you really?
Dude, I'm such a fan of everybody's work out there, man. There's some truly unknowns that I've seen their work, and God, it's mind blowing. And I want to meet these guys. Like, how the fuck did you do that?
How did that happen?
Yeah, exactly. There's so many cool builds going on right now. And you know, I'm a Facebook whore, so I sit there and when I've got any free time, I'm on Facebook looking at different motorcycles. Like, man, that is so cool. But I just think it's cool, man. There's so many guys out there who are badass with metal like you, under the baggers that they do these full-on fiberglass jobs. I'm like, holy shit. They had to be in there for hours doing that.
So I'm going to bring up two shops real quick.
Yeah.
And I have nothing but love for both shops. But the first shop I'm going to bring up is Hellraiser's Fabrication. I think they're in Missouri.
Missouri, yeah.
So he actually builds a clean bike for what he builds. But when I reach out, knowing that he doesn't like me, I still reach out to him.
Oh.
And I know, hey, if you ever need help with something to do with metal, not that I'm the best in the industry at metalwork, but if you need help, you need that second set of eyes, or you need, hey, well, I'm having an issue with this. Can you help me out? I'm here for him,
Oh yeah, you know what? I talk to him from time to time. That's you're talking about Kickstand, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So I talk to him from time to time. Solid dude. does great work. And I get where you're coming from with the second set of eyes. Some of us, I'm not saying anything negative toward him. I'm just saying some of us in the industry, that's kind of like a bruise on your ego, man.
Yeah, Don
But
Nolan just said, if other shops don't talk shit about you, you ain't doing something right.
well, there you have it. I mean, I get it. I don't care what they say. I know none of them would ever say it to us, but and if they did, God help them.
Well, see, and the way I look at it, and the second shop that I was wanting to do some help with, I was actually talking to, oh my God, I can't believe I just went break. Derek, the Upgrade Bolden, and we were discussing the fiberglass work, you know, because a lot of people don't know it, but man, I've been making custom shit since probably 87, 88. And I never took it serious, never did it as a business. None of that. I just did it because I had a Trans Am and I wanted to make some cool shit for it. But when I talked to Derek, because Derek builds a good bike, he does, and he'll tell you all day long he never thought he was a bike builder. But just like with Derek, I was like, Derek, if you ever want to come to Houston, you're only about 4.5 hours away from me. Come down here for the weekend, man. You can stay in the house. My wife loves feeding people. But you can come down here and we can work in the shop and I can show you some fiberglass tricks that I know of and some things that we can do that will just take your game from here. And it may only go up to a little bit more, but it's just a little more knowledge.
Yeah, that's what it is. So we just hired, well, we didn't hire, we just had him come in. He set up shop with us. My guy, Darren, fabricator. He's got patents with NASA. He's worked with NASCAR, NHRA, you name it. He's doing the Monster Truck Series right now, and then he's with us as well. So he is one of the most talented welders I've ever met in my life, and he's actually showing us a bunch of stuff, some little tricks that, yeah, makes life a hell of a lot easier. And that's one of those things you're like, man, if I would have known that years ago. So it's actually pretty cool, and it's really helping us. And then he had some fiberglass work, and I'm like, wait, let me do it. He's like, I happen to know fiberglass. I said, I'm sure you do, but I've been doing this shit 30 years. I pulled my rollers out. I don't know if you know what fiberglass rollers are or anybody else, but it's a steel roller, and it's just a bunch of I don't know, it just looks like a bunch of washers welded together, basically, that roll. Well, when you're rolling that, it's rolling every ounce of air out of it. And he stood there just completely mind blown watching me do this glass work. And he came in the next day and he's checking it. And he's like, there is not one fucking air bubble in this. Like, I'm telling you, this is why I said, hold up, let me do it. But so even guys like that, it's pretty cool to see them learn something new.
Well, and that's the whole thing is that if you can get rid of your pride and you can get rid of your own ego, nothing will be in your way.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I tell people all the time, I'm guilty of it. And I say it over and over and over and over. People like Brian Barber, he's been building, fabricating, painting for what, 15, 20 years.
Yeah, that dude's a straight badass all the way through.
But when someone like a Brian Barber that's actually been building and fabricating and painting and doing, when he saw my Rockstar the very first time, of course, he saw it online, and then, you know, he saw the build. He even helped me via telephone with some of the build. But when he actually came down here and he saw the bike in person, he's like, I got to ride it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He jumped right on it. He took off. And when he got back, he goes, damn. He goes, dude, it's a beautiful build, but this fucking thing rides great. I love this bike. And he has said that nonstop all the way up until Galveston. And when you hear somebody that actually knows what they're fucking talking about, and they tell you for your first build, dude, you knock this out of the park, it does something for your ego. But I won't let that compliment make my head big to say, okay, well, I'm badass now. It's just, it does the exact opposite. Okay, well, now I've got your attention. Now I need to learn some stuff. Now I need to learn some different things.
Yeah.
So that
Direction.
I can get better. Yes.
Yeah.
And people are so afraid of that. And I don't
yeah, again, that's ego, man. That's what it is. It's I don't know. You don't want to bruise your ego and you don't want to say you don't know something, but fuck, I'm all ears. Teach me. So
Well,
the first show we went to, um, we're standing there talking about the bike with a bunch of people who are standing around, and just up out of the corner of my eye, I'm looking and I'm like, God, I know this fucking dude, and I don't know why. And I'm standing there staring at him, and pretty soon Matt comes up and bumps me, and he's like under his breath, covering up his mouth. He's like, "Hey man, that's fucking Warren Vesley standing over there." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up." He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Holy shit." And then I look over and Timmy Skates is standing in front of me, and I'm like, "What the fuck? Are you kidding me?" I'm like, so now I've got Timmy Skates in front of me, Warren Vesley on the side of me. I don't know what to say. I start getting tongue tied. I'm all excited because I'm a huge fan of both of those guys. Everybody kind of walks away, and those two come up, and they're Warren's bullshitting with me. Timmy's bullshitting with me. Then Matt's over there with Warren. I'm over here with Timmy, and we're like, holy shit, holy shit. So it was pretty mind blowing for us. Corey Ness was standing there, so I was completely just starstruck. Just all to find out they're some of the most regular guys you ever want to talk to. 100%. Warren was just a straight up honest, cool dude. Timmy Skates, same way. Not super proud, doesn't beat his fucking chest and say I'm the best. And just talking to those guys taught me a lot.
well, and I've said this for a while now, but guys like you, well, I say guys like you because you're on the show, but I'm talking about. Most of the builders nowadays, they are the superstars of the industry. They're the rock stars of this industry, but it's almost like they don't take it serious.
Yeah.
You owe the public a responsibility when you see them in public. The responsibility is I'm not going to be arrogant with you. I'm going to talk to you. If you have a question, I'm going to do the best to answer your question. I'm just not going to be an arrogant asshole. I'm never going to think I'm better than anybody.
You don't wear rings on every finger, clap your hands and do the finger guns and tell everybody, come on out the gas monkey.
Oh my God, you said the name.
You're fucking right, I did.
So you got, okay. So Dre has set up a GoFundMe. He goes, Kevin, you're coming to World of Will Chicago. So far, the GoFundMe is at $14.62.
Tell him I've got the remainder. We'll make it an even 15.
Exactly. So, but anyway, back. Let's get back on you and your shop now. So, when you guys heard about the build off I was doing, y'all were actually one of the very first people to reach out to me and be like, I'm in. Ironically, the people that I asked, hey, would you be interested in doing this? Yeah, man, I'll do that. Not a single one of them actually did the show.
Yeah, I remember.
But you guys reached out. What made you actually want to do that?
It was going on a platform in front of like a lot of big shops. We kind of knew bigger shops were going to get involved in it. And our thing wasn't whether we win or lose, we're going to be all sad or we're going to be super excited. We were super excited the whole way through to go. And we used it more as an exposure tool for us to get our shop out there and talk and do this stuff. And I'm pretty loud and all that on when I do my Facebook lives and stuff like that. I've been told to tone it down. I've been told to not be smooth. I've been told all kinds of stuff. That's just not who I am, man. That's my personality. So I keep it loud and proud all the time. But we thought by going on something like that, something like your show for the grind, the biker build offs were always a staple with all of us. Going back, we still watch them. Billy Lane and Indian Larry were huge fans of, and we copy. Quite honestly, we copy them. I don't know if we do it justice or not, but that Twisted Steel, I love it. I love everything about it. But that's what we did it for. We did it for exposure, for our shop to get it on a different level. Going to local shows is one thing. Getting into bigger shows like that, you can really expose yourself. working the marketing angle of it, getting DeBilvis to jump on board, Luma 3. 3M was a silent sponsor, Axel Nobel, and all the people who donated money. Diamond Dan threw some money at it, and a couple private people threw some money at us. They all wanted to be a part of it because they all believed in us and what we could do. And showing up and competing against the guys we competed against, then I've made better relationships with those guys. I've talked to them. I've sent parts to David Covington. He needed something. I had it. I just boxed it up and sent it to him. That's kind of how I feel this whole industry should be. If I have it and you need it, I got it. If I've got an abundance of it, I'm not going to charge you for it. Just throw me the money back for shipping and we're square, man.
Yeah. Well, so in the time frame that I've known you, and I'm going to be honest when I tell you this, I kind of thought maybe, well, fuck, the grind made these, put these guys out there and did this.
Yeah.
But realistically, it wasn't the grind that did that for y'all. It's once you committed to doing the show and you were part of the grind.
Yeah.
That's when you got serious about your marketing and you started doing shit and opening doors. And I was just like, holy shit, this dude's a fucking bike building painter. He should be a marketing guru. I mean, you were doing shit that I was like, how do you do that? And
yeah.
That's how we built our relationship, because I was calling you damn near every day. Hey, how did you do that? Who'd you talk to? Oh, I can't find sponsors for this goddamn bike show. How did you do that?
Yeah, what I've learned is if you're going to do a big show, you have to start at least a year in advance.
Yes.
From everybody I talk to, you have to start at least a year in advance to try and get sponsorship because they promise that money early. So when they do that, you try and lock in with them. Then you have to sell the idea, give them samples of your work, get them to come out to your location, meet and greet, wine and dine, call it what you will. You've got to do it. Like me, I gotta watch my mouth a lot when I'm just me, man. I just call it how I see it, and sometimes I swear a lot. So I just have to watch my mouth when I'm talking to higher up corporate people. But I worked in that corporate world, so being able to take what I learned from working in the corporate world and trying to apply it toward my shop and meet and greet with these people and get them to get involved and actually get these people to understand what choppers are about to us and what we can do for them or work with them. It's actually kind of cool because it opens their eyes up to a new avenue. Everybody knows NASCAR. Everybody knows NHRA. None of these fuckers look at bikes.
Yes. So speaking of that, while I've got you on here, I'm going to need everybody that's on here to share this video, even if I'm putting something together for Sturgis in 2023, next year.
Yeah.
I'm looking for 3 builders. Just 3. I don't want more than 3. What I would like to do is have 3 builders that have the personality that want to take bike building seriously. Because not only are you going to get the grind plaque for winning, it's going to be judged by the people, just like the original Biker Build Off, but it's going to be the 3-way. There's 3 builders. I don't care what, who, when, shop, garage jockey like myself. I don't care, but I'm going to want you to basically audition for me. Now, let me explain why I want you to audition for me. Basically, send me a resume, because I'm going to do something that I've never done, and it's kind of got me kind of irritated a little bit because I don't feel like I'm getting the support from the people that I've supported. But what I am going to do is I am going to start up a PayPal or a GoFundMe or something where people can get people, their friends, their family, the people of the show, where they can donate money, and it'll be whatever's in that account minus a little bit, because I do need to take some out just a little bit. Whatever we can raise is going to go to the winner, but it's going to be the people, the builders, their friends, the people that watch the show, the fans of the show. I'm personally going to probably put in a couple $100. I can say that into that account because I want whoever gets in this build off and wins, I want them to get money. And because I haven't been able to secure, which let me be real clear, it really pisses me off because I put some people on this show and tried to promote their companies and they won't even return my fucking phone calls when they told me that their companies would be more than willing to put some money into a biker build off. And that's all I'm going to say about it. But now I'm going to the people. So people, if they want to put money, and there's no limit, you can put $1 in it, or you can put 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to be in control of that. So whatever the monetary unit is at a certain date, that's where I'll cut it off at. And then, like I said, I'll probably take 10% of it for myself just because it costs to put the show on. And I'll let everybody know that up front. And it's going to be just like the original biker build-offs. There's going to be a box, and there's going to be a box, and there's going to be a box. So if, like, you guys got in, you're going to be in the booth with your bike, but you're going to have your own box. And you'll be right there with all the other builders. But you have to interact with the crowd. It's the general public that's going to vote.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
So I have to interact with the crowd. Is that what it is? So you're saying I can hire Dre real quick, and me and Dre, with our stunning personalities, can win over the crowd?
Unless Dre's going against you.
Hell no. Dre, don't do it. Come work for me. That's funny.
He said, that doesn't work for me. No, come work for me.
That's funny.
But what I'm looking to do again is I can't guarantee that there's going to be a documentary on it. But what I am going to do with the 3 builders is I am going to request that you give me video footage like the documentary.
Well, you got a copy of my resume sitting right there on your desk, I'm sure.
Yes, but we don't know who all it's going to be. But I do know y'all are going to Sturgis.
We are going to Sturgis, but I don't. Yeah, maybe.
And you can't start building the bike until January 1st, and you have until you get to Sturgis. But the bikes have to be rideable, just like normal. You got it. I mean, and that's the whole thing. You have to be willing to interact with the crowd for the day, which is usually from like 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. Then you count the votes, you tally them, and then there's a winner.
Oh, yeah.
And then we all party and play.
Let me talk to Blue and the guys and see where their heads are at if they're watching. I don't know if they're watching or not, but let me talk to them boys and see where their heads are at.
Put a cop. Don't. That's what your wife said. Oh shit.
Don't.
I love her. I'm just letting you know right now. I love your wife.
Oh man. Like when we were in Texas, we hit it off real well with your wife. We hit it off real well with Heather Barber. Just being able to hang out with you guys, with those 2 couples for the week, and then your friends were up there too. Man, what a blast! What a fucking blast we had.
Yeah,
that was cool. Just riding and getting out there and having fun. No bullshit, no competition, no nothing. We just got to hang out and be ourselves and have fun and eat like fat bastards. And
it was refreshing to have a good time with no drama.
Yeah, no pressure.
And that's the whole thing, dude. People getting along and having a good time. That makes the whole rally. It's almost like it makes it different. I don't know how to explain it to you.
That whole rally was cool. We had a lot of fun. You got to meet more people from Chicago, so that was cool. Brian got to meet everybody from Chicago, and that was pretty cool that they came down and took part in it. So that was fun. And then just everything, man. We did that old Western photo shoot. That was fun. I was a little skeptical, but man, that was fun, and the pictures came out killer.
She said best vacation in a long time.
Who said that?
Your wife.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
But so now back to the shop. So
Yes.
I'm privy to a lot that's going on in your shop because we're friends and we talk a lot.
Yes.
But do y'all have anything coming up that's in the books that you might be building? Cool stuff. I know there's a kick-ass bike y'all did that you're really afraid to show people, but I'm telling
Um,
you, God
it's
dang
it's
that.
controversial, is what it is. I'm not afraid. I'm more afraid of what it's going to do to the shop. I'm not so much afraid of what people think of me. I don't care. Matt and Blue and Squatch are the same way. Kyle, none of us really give a shit what people think about us. We're just who we are. Um, but yes, we built a tribute bike, a David Mann tribute bike. We did the Ghost Rider. Um, I put it up on a different social media platform and I did get chastised for it, and I set that guy straight right away. He's I don't know, he's like a liberal. Well, I don't know what the hell you call him, to be honest with you, but everybody who saw that bike, I don't care what color they were, white, black, Mexican, it didn't fucking matter. Everybody who saw it appreciated the bike and knew it was an old school tribute to David Mann. This guy turned it into a racial thing. That's why I haven't posted any pictures of it. I don't know. Well, I don't know if I did or not. I think I did a Facebook reel on it. And I know those are only up for a while and they go away. Just to test the waters with it. But
Dude, it
that
was so badass. I mean,
that
just the build.
that one bike may get us 5 more builds from the actual bike club that David Mann was a part of, because their fathers were in it, and there's 5 more bikes that were in a picture. And we did that bike off of a flag, just a rendering off of a flag is what we did. And now I've got a David Mann art picture sitting on my desk, and these 5 guys are talking about recreating their father's bikes, and they're all part of that original MC. So we may have a chance to do that. So just by them guys seeing the picture of that bike alone, that's pretty huge for us. That they took notice of it, and it, I don't know. I just think it's badass.
But
So
it was a beautiful build. I mean, with the exception of that one piece on the tank,
yep,
that dude, that bike was amazing. And see, me personally, I would have posted it all day long. Me personally, because I'm not a huge shop. The base of customers we have right now is very small. People know me, they know where my heart is, they know where my intentions are, but they also know that, like with that bike, dude,
yeah.
it's you're not glorifying the negativity of the paint job. You're glorifying the man that painted
So
that bike.
most of the people who came through, they saw the Ghost Rider flag, and then they saw the paintwork sitting there with the gold leaf lightning bolts, or the SS, whatever you want to call it, was on the tank, all the pinstriping, everything on there. They didn't know what it was. They had no idea what it was. Now there's other guys out there that know exactly what that stands for, but that wasn't the meaning behind the bike when it was in the photo.
Right.
Um, you can twist anything you say today can be twisted into anything anybody wants. I'm probably not the most politically correct guy out there. I've hurt more feelings than I fucking care about, and that's just how I am. So technically, I really don't care. I do care about the shop though, and
Yeah.
I won't do anything to jeopardize that shop. I won't take away from the guys
Yeah.
for sure. No matter how cool we think it is, we know there's somebody out there who's going to have a problem with it,
Yeah.
and that's the whole thing. But that bike will be on display at World of Wheels this year in the Cyclorama. I've already been talking with the guy who's hosting it. We're going to cover it every night. I've talked to the owner of the bike. He's pretty nervous about it. But I told him, you know what, man, we didn't build this thing to keep it in a basement. We
Yeah.
didn't build it to ride it to just certain events. We didn't build it to do that. Let's showcase this thing and really kind of change people's minds. I get it. There's a whole movement out there about this shit, but this isn't a racist bike.
Yes. So, but my point was is that People haven't seen everything y'all have done, and you
No,
guys are definitely a very broad bike building shop. I mean, and y'all are amazing. Y'all, I mean, y'all are amazing actually, and your builds are clean. I know for a fact y'all take your time. Y'all do this shit right. Y'all pay attention to everything. Um, I also know you guys don't back up when something does get wonky or doesn't get done correctly. Y'all actually take care of your business. Which a
yeah.
lot of shops don't do that either. They just want to, oh, well, that's not my fault.
No, you got to stand behind your work and whatever products you're using. You have to.
Mhm.
If you believed in it when you put it on there and it failed, you got to do something about it to.
Absolutely.
Uh, you gotta keep people happy. That's the way your reputation gets ruined or whatever. Word of mouth starts spreading that you screwed somebody over, and then I'm sure a lot of guys take it into account of who's saying you screwed them over, but it's more of the fact that we fixed their bike. We fix bikes that other people work on, and we don't talk about that either.
Yeah.
I don't go posting pictures of the other shops that are in the area or close to us. I don't post pictures of when their bikes roll in. We just tell them, hey man, we're really sorry that happened. That's a really super solid shop. We just fix it and send them on their way. Is what we do. We don't. It's not going to make me any more money talking negative about somebody else.
Right, right. Marcia, I don't know where it's going to be held in Sturgis. I want to get everything set up first, figure everything out, and then pick the venue because there are quite a few venues down there to pick from.
Yeah,
I would like to think one of the venues is going to get behind me on it, but I'm not sure if they are or not. So I don't want to say anything yet, but I will let you guys know as soon as I know.
yeah. The bike we're taking there for a purpose, and you know it.
Well, so am I. That's another
So
thing nobody knows is we have a purpose-built bike going straight to the Rat's Hole show.
yes, we do too.
But
So
I'm saying
you know, you know what I'm up to.
I do, because I'm your friend and I talk to you and I actually invest into that friendship.
Oh
So,
yeah, we do too. We do too. We talk to a
um,
lot of different guys, so it's pretty
but
cool.
yeah, so I
Did
I
I
know
show you
some
this?
stuff. Yeah.
That's a trickle charger holder. Matt got a laser printer. That thing is a 1/4 inch by a 1/4 inch. Can you see the detail in that thing?
See, here's mine right next to his. Just
Oh yeah,
that's my fingernail. So you can see how big my fingernail is. So you can imagine how small that thing is.
yeah. Him and Jenny sat down and they got that logo down to a 1/4 inch by a 1/4 inch. 28 seconds.
28 seconds.
What it
Wow.
took them. That was pretty cool. So all of our little trickle charger holders will be branded now. A
Got
lot
to
of our stuff is going to be branded now.
fuck yeah, it will be. So let me ask you a question. So you were saying on the aluminum ones like this, the polished ones like
Yes.
that, it's harder to see.
It was harder to see, but I think he's got to put. I think there's some kind of coating that he has to put on it. So I'm not sure. I know I've watched that. I've watched the lasers do acrylic, plastic, coated aluminum, coated steels. I think there's something you have to put over the top of it. Otherwise, the laser bounces back and it gets confused. So I'm not 100%. I don't know much about the tool.
Well, I was
That
going to
they
say,
picked up.
what if you burn it and don't touch it, and then burn it a second time? What happens?
Oh, that I don't know.
If you can't touch it, it's got to stay right where it was at.
Yes, let it sit and cool off and then go right back at it. That I don't know.
Yes, it
Oh,
is, Kevin. It's a trickle charger holder. You need one. I got two right here, or you can get a hold of him and get one.
is that Kevin Beard?
Hmm.
Yep, tell him to get a hold of me. I got him.
There you go. He heard you.
Yeah, my buddy. I like that guy, man. He built some real interesting stuff too, man. I'm a fan of his.
I was gonna say people screw around and don't think about him, and I'm gonna tell you guys what. There's nothing he can't build
I know. I
from go
know. I
karts.
got to hang out with him in Galveston too and catch up with them and really, really sit down and talk. Man, what an interesting cat.
I
He's
love that
super
dude.
talented, and his wife was awesome. So that was another. I met a lot of cool people, a lot of good people out there, and it was fun.
James Lynch just says Sturgis is tough animal for shows. Are you referring for holding shows, or are you referring to competing in shows? Well, yeah, because you've got people from all over the world in Sturgis.
Yeah, you do.
It holds your battery charger 2-prong connector from your battery. Yes, sir.
Who was that?
He goes, Bruno was explaining the part. Kevin
Oh,
Baird
Bruno.
said, whatever, I'm a Dan fan.
Ah, that's awesome, man.
To paint you out on, and it burns the paint into the aluminum. They have it on Amazon. Here, read this. Tim Nagy just said it's a paint you put on and it burns the paint into the aluminum. They have it
So,
on Amazon.
so we have some, and we tried it, and it didn't seem to work. So I don't know if it was old. We're definitely going to get some new stuff, but I saw that, and I saw Tim has a really cool laser right now. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Holy shit, man! That guy blows my mind with the stuff that he does, and then he's always coming out with new stuff. Like, how busy is that dude? Does he ever sleep? Ever?
I've called him twice at wake up time and my go to bed time, and he's answered both times.
Jeez.
So I know what my hours are.
I don't think he sleeps. He's a machine. That dude ain't even real. He's fucking alien. Tim Nagy's an alien. I said it.
He said you can shoot him a call tomorrow and he'll help you find it.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
Right on. Well, brother, we have officially gone over an hour. It goes quick.
Right on.
Anyway, so I want to say thank you for all of your support over the last 3-4 years. I want to say thank you for believing in that show. And just, man, whatever you do, fucking keep doing it.
Keep building cool shit. Hey,
Hell
real
yes.
quick, before we go, man, thank you for having us on or having me on. I think it's great. Keep doing what you're doing. I think it's badass. We'll definitely keep talking and doing stuff together. Little shout out for Urban Rides, man. We made the Best Of magazine. We were on the digital, and we just got put in the Best Of, so that's fucking kick ass.
Hell yeah.
Our shop is over the moon. I was talking to Roby the other day. We were screeching like little schoolgirls. He's laughing his ass off. He's like, smooth. I'm like, yeah, I know, brother, but goddamn. Him and Jason both. I talked to them, and that was cool. So thank you to them. Thank you to you. That was badass. The show was kick ass. The video was kick ass. So that's it, man. I appreciate you having us on.
Well, thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. Go have a good night, and I'll talk to you later.
Right on. Thanks, guys. Later.
All right, everybody. There you go. Mr. Dan from Shy South. Great interview. Great night. I want to ask, where the hell's Brian Barber? I didn't see him all night. He never came on. But anyway, so you guys, man, push the share button. Go over to the Grind on YouTube, the Grind Biker Build Off. Follow it, like it, comment, leave a dot. What, it doesn't matter. Subscribe to the YouTube channel also, and share these videos on Facebook. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. You guys have a kick-ass night, and we will see you next week or the weekend. Excuse me, or the week after. I will let you all know early in the week.